back once again on the Voice of Putnam County Business. I am joined by my good friend Nat Prentice. And Nat, it seems that we're kind of on a little trend here, because our last episode talked about making sure that those that are in need of a meal have a meal. And today we kind of have a similar concept with who you brought in today. And I think it's a great organization. So tell us about who you got.
We've been talking food relief. Now we're going to be talking about housing relief.
Love it.
And space and useful ways to get around house. Our guests for today's podcast are the CEO and Chief Development Officer of Habitat for Humanity of Dutchess County, but we should extend that title to say, coming to Putnam County.
That's right.
Habitat for Humanity of Dutchess County, coming to Putnam. Ilko Cassels, CEO, and Jessica Miuccio, Chief Development Officer. Jess and Ilko, welcome to the show. We're delighted to have you come, and we're going to just toss it to both of you to tell us why you decided to come to Putnam County and where you are and what we can do to help you.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the invite to come on. As always, Nat, we have many conversations about how can we serve the community, and being able to introduce the many services of Habitat for Humanity to Putnam County is critical to us. We've been able, thanks to your guidance, introduce ourselves to various individuals, businesses, municipalities, and really hear the needs of the community. And one of those needs was the need for accessibility modifications for our senior citizens living here in Putnam County. Mm-hmm. And that's part of our critical home repair program, where we offer free, I'm going to preface that because it's very important, free services to homeowners within eligible income brackets for critical home repairs that help them live safely, live independently, and most importantly, live in the house that they called home for many, many years. So we are really excited to start this initiative. And part of the support of that initiative is our restore trucks will also be driving around in Putnam County doing furniture pickups, which helps us subsidize the cost of those many repairs.
Too fast. There was access for seniors, and then you mentioned something called restore. So let's start again, and not start again, but help us understand, because Habitat means so many things. Tell us a little bit more about the restore part, and then tie the two together.
Sure. So our restore is a used and new home goods store where we receive donations from local businesses, individual donors, estate sales, and it's anything from a teapot to full building materials to redo your entire kitchen cabinets. And what we do is we sell that at either a half or a third of the retail price of that product. And that net income goes back into serving both Dutchess and Putnam County now, by helping us perform these repairs, build new homes, and do the work that we do. So by expanding those pickup services, donors here in Putnam County can, instead of dumping that sofa or that table or that file cabinet into our landfills, they can now donate it to the restore, and a portion of those proceeds are going to stay here in Putnam County. So not only are you getting that donation out of the way, you don't have to drive anywhere because we come and pick it up, but you're supporting your community in such a beneficial way.
Did you find a location for it? Danny, you're still looking.
So right,
you bet too.
No, it's an excellent question. So right now our restore is in Wappingers, so a little north of here.
It's amazing.
And
Jen, you've been to the restore?
Yeah, I'm a thrifter, so yeah.
It's surprising. Every day I walk in and like the store looks different, just because there's so much new stuff coming in. And as Jess said, you know, we're not pricing it to make a huge profit. We're pricing it so that people in our community can benefit from those lightly used, or in certain cases unused, goods and furniture and appliances that others are gifting away. And so the turnover therefore is very, very high. So it actually is worthwhile to come in several times a week. But so what we'll do here in Putnam County first is to just provide pickups. And so we have our trucks out at least twice a week in the
And
country.
bringing them back to
And bringing them
Wappinger.
back to Wappingers. And so these pickups range from, an entire estate sale, where we pick up almost all furniture and appliances. That might be a couple of trucks, to just a couple of couches here and there. We'll plan out the route so it makes sense for our drivers to do multiple pickups in one go. But to make sure that those goods arrive in Wappingers. Further down the line, both when it comes to the question of a potential restore location here, as well as larger questions around construction in Putnam County. Those are bigger questions that aren't just answered by our Habitat affiliates.
So we'll feed the restore in Wappingers. We'll look to help senior citizens to get the ball rolling.
Yes, but I also will put in the plug because we do have an online store for our restore. So you don't have to shop in person.
Wow.
You can visit our website, habitatdutchess.org. Click right on our restore. You can shop what's in our items. You do have to sign on every day because, as Ilko said, we get a variety of furniture items, corporate donations. For example, I would love to give a shout out to Hudson Valley Lighting, who donates us brand new in the box sconces, lamps, all chandeliers, all different things that for retail has to charge about $400. We sold them for $5.
I just want to give a little bit of interview.
Because you've been there.
Well, number one, I'm a mom of 20-something-year-olds. So Olivia furnished pretty much her whole apartment when she was in Newburgh. But for starting out businesses, like where you're gonna rent an office, and you can it's amazing.
We're starting businesses. We have a lot of real estate brokers come in for staging houses.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that also Dutchess and Putnam County are big film locations. So we're often have film crews come in that utilize some of the furniture for some very popular movies that may or may not be out right now, and then return the furniture back. So it continues to stay in that cycle.
Amazing.
So no, it's really awesome. It's a really important part of Habitat's work. And at the end of the day, as Jess was indicating, it is funding the broader work that we do.
And I think the stigma needs to go away that you need to be poor which is I don't even mean to say it like that. There's nothing wrong with some people choose to not be trying to earn $1 million or anything, but everybody should be repurposing.
Yes.
Everybody should be repurposing. So when you get into that mindset, so yes, maybe sometimes you buy something new and sometimes you repurpose, but just if you're the type that, I need new living room furniture, then get it over to you guys than just throwing it out.
And I think making that connection of that donation, yes, is environmentally sound, but you're helping your neighbors.
Yeah.
Those who we will be working with in various capacities, building ramps, ensuring that their HVAC systems are working. A lot of our applications do come from senior citizens, but speaking of income, it's any homeowner who's within that income bracket. And the highest level is 80% of the area median income, which here in Putnam County is very high. So you can be a single person, you could be a family of 4, and our teams will come out. We will do work scopes. We will work with local businesses, subcontractors, plumbing. Time and time again, we get applications from individuals who were not aware of us or were too afraid to ask, but we're living a full year with no heat, full year with no water. And these are seniors, these are veterans, these are families with small children. And really, that's why we were so excited to be here, because as Nat made our new tagline, because I do like it, but Dutchess is coming to Putnam. And really, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from the community. If you are in your home and you need that repair, we are here to help. And if you are looking to partner with us, if you own a plumbing company, an HVAC company, you're a carpenter, give us a call, because it's neighbors helping neighbors. That's how we're going to solve some of these housing crisis issues, because for every new house that Habitat builds, do you know we lose 5 to aging in place issues or blight issues or deferred maintenance repairs? So a national housing crisis, and we're doing the work. We're pushing our mission forward, but For every house we're losing 5, we can't have that. So we've really taken the stand that not only will we build first-time home ownership, we're going to preserve home ownership. You've lived here all your life. We're going to make sure you stay here.
So I would imagine that prior to coming into Putnam County, there has been studies of demand that is needed for the area, right? And I'm just taking a wild guess out there, but there are a lot of people that have lived in Putnam County for their entire lives. A lot of the younger generation I just see from my friends leaving New York State and Putnam County and kind of going elsewhere, leaving their parents and some of the seniors that you're talking about home alone. Maintenance becomes difficult as you get older. I'm imagining that that's kind of the cause of some of the issues that are happening here. And that's where you guys come into play.
I think that's right. Yeah. So it's both deferred maintenance, often part of aging in place. There's accessibility issues. So we talked about ramps earlier, and there's accessible bathrooms. These are the issues that we see most, all the way down to really some structural issues like roof repairs and leakages. And so for us to be able to support that, especially in situations where a family is further away,
right?
I think is really critical. And this all plays into that broader affordability crisis where we both are losing the younger generation because they cannot find a place to work and or a place to call home in our communities. And that is then having a negative effect on our older population because they don't have those support structures around them that can assist with some of these things. And in some cases, it is also helping to weed out the garden and provide a safe pathway for people to go from their front door to the sidewalk. It can be as simple as that, but that whole broad swath of services is what we provide under the repair NOMR. And then I would also add to that importantly, and this is why being with you here is so important, and the outreach to the community, we also embed ourselves in the community, including in terms of community services, because we get a chance, people invite us behind their front doors to help them with repair issues, which also means we get to talk to people, we get to understand their lives and their needs. And there's often additional issues that might come to play, whether it's food issues, whether it's health issues, whether it's issues of loneliness. And there are other services that these folks may not be familiar with that we can refer them to. So that's another really important secondary role that we play as we support people with these repairs.
I'm really glad. I heard you say that you have a couple of applications going. Because my observation, Ilko, just at the very beginning, when Jess and I began to be friends and talk about this, was the application process itself. While this is a free service, the application process is a little daunting, particularly if you're a senior, so you need your hand held quite a bit of the time. But so the fair but did you meet these people at the fair?
Yes. And so we take that strategic approach that we recognize that our application, because we need supporting documents, that's where the difficulty comes.
Supporting documents to make sure that these people have the need that they say they have.
Well, it's to show that they own the home, because obviously we're bringing volunteers onto their property. We want to make sure that they're owning the home, that they're up to date on all of their taxes and things like that, because you don't want to invest in a property and then unfortunately lose it. Remember, we're trying to preserve home ownership, and making sure that they fall within our incomes. So not many people have that stuff readily, or I know I don't. Yes, we could probably pull it off all online, but what's that capacity? So we made that strategic approach to make sure that we were here in the community. Our coordinator of homeowner services, Jen B, has been here tabling, accepting applications right there in hand, but we really try to make the process as easy as we can. If you have your son or daughter living in California, but they can access your information, we'll wait till the time difference. We'll call California. How can we make this easy? How can we make this happen for you? And that's really crucial.
It's just basic ownership, tax file. That's fair.
Yeah. And, I think it's important to note too that we also simply do brush with kindness as well. So if you're not yet there for a repair and you do meet those landscaping needs, we do also offer that service. And what's great about those services is we actually try to do that in full neighborhoods. So we've done days of service where it's a brush with kindness day, where we've done
It's
anywhere
Brush with kindness.
brush with
I like that.
kindness.
I like that.
So our lowest was 15 houses in one day. At our highest was 300 houses in one day.
You brushed
We
300,000.
that was more than a neighborhood. I think that
That's
was
wild. Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, so it's offering our services to the community, but meeting them where they're at. And it's not us coming in saying you need this. It's really, we want to hear from you, and we want to make that process as easy as possible if you need that repair. And we'll do that. We'll come down here, we'll be at events, we'll do it over phone. Fax, yes, there's still an antiquated fax. You can make it happen.
That's me next.
No, but truly, because we want you to stay in your home. We want, and even if we look at ourselves, something starts off minor, it's a little drip.
Yeah.
That thermostat's starting to act wonky, but as it starts to grow, that's when we go into these major repair issues, and no one should be forced to leave their home because of that. And I think another benefit that we take away from the community is, as we continue to do those repairs, we look at how can we provide other services. So in our general home ownership program, we do what's called Home Buying University. We do it virtually and in person. And what it is it's a 16-week course that anyone can take. And it will give you the steps and the resources to get you to first time home ownership, whether it be with us, whether it be out on the open market, whether we connect you with local real estate agents. But through that education component, we are able to realize our mission, not based solely on our construction schedule, but also looking at what is the available housing stock that we have here, and how do we keep our young people from moving and leaving us.
Again, that's called this homeowner education, or what's it called?
Home Buying University.
To think about credit repair, budgeting, home maintenance, all of those things that are, often new for people, particularly when they're first time home buyers.
I should have had this course long ago.
That's what I said. I mean, first time buying my own home here in the Hudson Valley, being overwhelmed with that stack of documents that's put in front of you, firstly at the actual purchase, the actual closing, and then coming into your home and seeing an HVAC machine and seeing electricity, and wanting to try and understand what is my responsibility. So a lot of that, both from the practical as well as the financial planning.
That's such a fantastic idea. Coming from somebody who bought a house 5 years ago that I had no idea, and the fear of oh, how am I going to afford a mortgage? That's right. I mean, I just figured it out. Like, you just kind of make it work and figure it out. But having that concept of a budget in mind, where you may never had to do that prior, is
and so both in Home Buying University, but across our work, I would say two things. One, we rely tremendously on partners. So we also very much invite both small businesses, contractors here in Putnam to help with the repair work, but also with some of the Home Buying University work. We have fantastic financial institutions and HVAC maintenance organizations and others that are providing free training, free courses, sometimes free material to folks that are going through that program. And then secondly, volunteers. Habitat is a nonprofit. As many nonprofits, we rely hugely on volunteers. That can mean volunteering in our restore, so helping with the sale, the pricing and the sale of the goods there, as well as the pickups. That can be volunteering with repairs and construction. And mind you, we have people that have two left hands to people that have a lot of experience in construction that just happen to be retired but wanting to stay busy. And so all of those folks, including now here in Putnam County, are very much welcome to join us and help support us, especially as we grow some of our work here.
So, Jess, let me ask you this question, because you dealt with it.
Mm-hmm.
When the name Habitat for Humanity comes up, before I met you, I had an idea about Habitat for Humanity, but how do most people think of it, and how should they think? You've just described lots of things it does, but I mean, what's the perception, and what how would you like to see that change?
So, yes, I mean, I think we're still dealing with the common stereotype that we give away houses. I think, there's
It's a place where poor people come to
yeah.
be given a house.
And I think there's a huge misunderstanding about who a habitat homeowner is. And for me, that's critical in changing the mission, because a habitat homeowner is all of us sitting in this room. It's individuals who never own their house and are senior. It's our teachers, it's our law enforcement, it's our direct service professionals that are taking care of our parents. It's our wait staff. It's everyone who makes a community what a community is.
Mhm.
And they deserve that. They deserve that place to live. It's a human right to have housing. It's a basic need. And homeownership not only provides that right, but it also allows a family to start building generational wealth.
Sure.
When they've come probably from generations of never earning that wealth. And I think it's important to recognize that Habitat for Humanity's core mission, both on a global scale, because we do also serve in 70 different countries, as well as all 52 states here, that we are ensuring that everyone has a place to call home. And what that home looks like will be based on the community that it serves. So that's another misconception, right? Habitat's going to build these houses and it's not going to match my neighborhood. It's going to look out of place. We don't do that. We look at the community, we look at the demographics, we look at the structures there, and we build to that neighborhood. If you drove down our blocks, you would never be able to point out what was a Habitat house. And that's crucial to us.
See, now here's another question. How far away is the next Habitat for Humanity in our world? Is there a Habitat for Humanity in Westchester?
So there's a Habitat for Humanity of New York City and Westchester County. So they cover both all the boroughs and Westchester County.
But the Habitat for Humanity is not a cookie cutter operation. The one organization could be quite different from another.
Yeah, we have some habitats that are huge developers and that build hundreds of homes a year, including giant condo buildings. And then we have habitats that are completely volunteer run that may build one stick-built home every 2 years, and then everything in between. And so even just looking at our close affiliates here in the region, whether it's in Ulster, whether it's in Capital Region, whether it's New York City and Westchester, very different sizes, very different types of projects, some more rural, some more urban, some have restores, others do not. So each of these...
That's important, particularly in a fundraising sense, because some might say, oh, why would I give any money to Habitat for Humanity? It's a huge organization. My money's not going to have any impact. But if you understand what the local group is doing, that's a different story.
Yeah. So the best way that I explain it is Habitat for Humanity International is the umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
And we each operate underneath that umbrella individually. We have our own tax ID number. We have our own bylaws. We have our own board of directors. And we each operate within what we call is our geographic service area. And for 39 years, because our affiliate's about to turn 40 next year, we only serve Dutchess County, and we're just so excited now to go into Putnam County as our additional service area.
Was that your decision, or did you have to run it up the global flight?
We had to, and that's why we're Dutchess County coming into Putnam County. But again, that is a lot of the work that Ilko is doing to get those name changes. It's not easy, but we are very grateful that we can start with repairs and our restore pickups, because we want this opportunity
goes
to
together.
introduce.
Double R's.
That's right.
Yes.
So to go back to the restore real quick, perfect example, right? I bought my house. I was living there by myself. I decorated myself, and I probably did a terrible job of decorating it myself, right? So my girlfriend moves in with me, and all of a sudden I'm away for a week. I come back. I have an entirely different house, and I have a bunch of stuff that I bought that I never even used really, but it to me was decorative in my house, or couches and stuff like that. So now, how do I get a hold of Habitat to get this to the restore?
So multiple ways. Probably easiest way is to go to habitofdutchess.org. On the website, you'll both find phone numbers, email addresses, as well as a website form. You will reach out to our restore donation supervisor. Often we will ask perhaps for some pictures of the goods, so just so we can assess both the state of the goods as well as whether they would be a good fit. You can imagine on both ends, either heavily used goods, we do look almost solely too lightly used, so we'll say no to some of those. But sometimes it's also a matter of the size or the weight or something that just makes it impossible for pickups. Once she's seen those, she'll get back to you, gives you a thumbs up, looks at the schedule for our truck, and as soon as they can come by and pick it up, they will pick it up. We'll ask for a very small fee to support the truck service for the pickup, and that's it. We'll bring it up to Dutchess, and everybody, you don't need to live in Dutchess County. You can live in Putnam, you can live in Ulster, you can live on the other side of the country. You can all come to the restore in Wappingers to then find your furniture there.
And just to tag on to that, because you're talking about having a whole house in your basement or garage, we also offer a pretty unique service called our Restore Trailer. So what we do is we actually have a portable trailer that will drop off, very similar to pods. And you can actually take your time, rent that for a week, and go through stuff, load up the trailer. And when you're ready, give us a call and we'll come pick up the trailer. Wow. That's also really great for local businesses, especially if you're remodeling or you're getting new furniture and you need that time. The trailer services is also just a unique way to support us, but to also give you a breath.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. I'm sorry that happened.
Well, trust me, my house looks a lot better now than it did prior.
I suspect it was a good thing.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. So, I mean, listen, obviously it's a huge organization, but obviously we're talking on a smaller scale, and we are excited to have you coming into Putnam. One of the things that I would recommend for you is to, especially because you're looking to meet people, you're looking to meet contractors and plumbers and volunteers and people that just want to donate, for example. One of the things that we do with Putnam County Business Council is the last Wednesday of every month is Putnam Connects, which is a Zoom online networking group. It forces everybody to meet each other, and there is no cliques. There's no, hey, I'm just going to talk to people I know. You're going to meet every single person in that group, and it's a fantastic way for you to meet some of the people that you might be looking for.
It's fantastic.
We'll be on together. I mean, there is one coming up next week or the week after.
2 weeks. Last Wednesday.
Wednesday in the month.
Last Wednesday.
Right, we'll do it together. And Jen, the maestro here, gives you about 4 minutes. And if you haven't met everybody, you better, because you're going to be switched rooms.
We do breakout rooms.
That's
great.
Yeah.
So just getting them
And
to
also,
figure out.
no one can just take over. There's personalities that just want to come in and talk.
Yeah.
And along, like, actually, I think, and we've met some, Nick and I, Nick, the three of us have met some really interesting people as a result, and they've become podcast guests.
Yeah.
Because of how interesting they were, and we just didn't know about.
That's how.
Fantastic.
And part of this podcast really is to bring guests on to see how the Putnam County Business Council can help you. Right. And that's one of the ways, right? We do have a lot of the connects that you're looking for in Putnam County, because we're already here and we're already talking to them, and the communication that you need and the introductions that you need, we can assist with. So that's the biggest point of the voice of Putnam County business, and that's why you're here today, to tell your story coming into Putnam County, which we're excited about, because we always like new and fresh businesses and non-for-profits in general coming into the county.
That's awesome. No, really appreciative of that, and would love to join that discussion.
Don't miss an opportunity. We've got a couple minutes left if you wish to say something you haven't already, but you've given us quite a lot to go.
No, appreciate it. No, just to say thank you, not just to the three of you here, but also to Putnam County for welcoming us. We're excited to continue to scale up the services that we provide here. We'll be sure to also share some more information about how folks can apply for the home repairs, can apply for the donations to the restore. And of course, look forward to meeting one of the folks from Putnam County at the various fairs that are upcoming in the coming annual.
They'll help you broaden your circle.
Appreciate that.
For sure.
So
Thank
grateful.
you both for coming on.
Thank you.
We'll get you back on in a year's time, see how you've been doing.
Looking forward to that report out.
Great.